Today, we are picking up right where we left off in the last video. I've been trying to paint these 3 Daemon Princes for a commission, and if you can remember, I wasn't too happy with how the wings turned out before the enamel stage. So today we start over. On the menu, wings, freehanding veins, dark streaking grime, glowing eyes and weapons with inks, and snow. Oh, and by the way, this is the first time I try most of this stuff, so if you are about to do the same, you are at the right place. It is good to be back, my friends. I hope you are all doing great. For me, it's been an interesting few weeks. Let's see, I got sick really bad, like the rest of Europe it seems. I had some choucroutes, some nice drinks with the family, and I got to play my Necrons against my brother's custodies.
Reanimation protocol. Reanimate.
It's pissing me off, Hubert.
Remove Wisconsin.
But when it was time to resume my work on these 3 Zinj Princes, I realized how much there is still for me to learn. But first, let's repaint the wings with purple and red. As I said before, I know I'm going to learn a lot while finishing these guys. And maybe, just maybe, some of you will learn something too, right? Alongside me? But there is one lesson I know I'll carry with me long after this project is done. There is so much I want to do. But now I know which direction to take. From here on out, I'm going to dive deeper into color theory. That's where it starts. Painting those green wings was a blast, but it also reminded me just how unprepared I was. Don't get me wrong, the rest will still be mostly improvisation, but this time it will come from a place with a clearer purpose. Alright, let's switch to a brighter color with Ivory. Adept, are you there?
Yes.
Do you know why I'm using such a bright color for this step?
No, and I don't care. From the moment I understood the weakness of my flesh,
Oh, not
it
this again.
disgusted me. Hubis enamel application is a holy process. It unifies all colors under its dark sheen. But beware, if your base tones are too meek, the sacred wash will devour their definition, leaving only shadow where detail once was.
That's right, and as I want to freehand some veins after this, I'm hoping the enamel will help with blending the veins and recesses together. Alright, let's finish setting up the foundation for what's to come later. And as I've started doing recently, I'll add some more captions to help. If you have questions or subjects you'd like me to clarify, in usual magical interludes, tell me in the comments. Oh, and this reminds me, after almost a year and a half back into the hobby using dangerous chemicals, I finally got some proper protection. No more passing out.
Spirit of the machine, hear my prayer. Guide this sacred brush, hold it true, and to all who hear this transmission, offer tribute to the algorithmic Messiah by striking the sacred sigil of subscribe upon this channel, that the sacred cog may witness their loyalty to the holy craft of Warhammer.
I'm really happy with this result, and the more I look at the veins, the more satisfied I get. And it was the perfect training for a future Mortarion project. Now, let's prepare the bases. Let's get a reminder of my client's Thousand Suns bases. Weird. Okay, let's do weird. This part reminds me of the tundra, from the Finnish word tunturi, meaning a treeless plain. It's a place where color still finds a way to exist, even in the cold and quiet. So let's try to capture that. I think it will look beautiful later with soft grass tufts and a touch of snow. I started with a deep red base, added a few olive green spots and some grey for the small rocks. Then a brown wash to bring it all together, and finally an ivory dry brush to let it breathe. Really simple recipe. At first I was a bit uncomfortable using green, but the wash helped a lot. And we are going to add so much stuff later that you'll see it will work. Once the bases are prepared, it's finally time to work on the details. First, the eyes. I really wanted them to stand out, so I started with white, both on the eyes themselves and the edges around them. I'm going to bring them to life with a touch of green ink. I wonder, what does color theory has to say about that?
Red being a primary color, and green comprised of yellow and blue. It is a perfect balance, one warm, the other cool. Side by side, they create the strongest contrast for each other.
Alright, let's try this out. I've been using acrylic inks more and more recently, and I just love it. I have white, green and orange for now, and I have yet to try so much more. But I've been wondering, why do I feel much more comfortable using inks instead of regular acrylics for glow effects? Adept, can you shed us some light?
Inks are stronger for glow effects because they have higher pigment concentration and less binder, giving them intense color and natural transparency that lets light shine through. They flow smoothly and layer cleanly, creating luminous, radiant transitions regular acrylic paints can't easily achieve.
Interesting. That's why using inks over white feels so good. And we are about to go full nerd with this stuff. Now let's do the same with orange ink on the gauntlets before we tackle the weapons. Before we start, I just wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind, getting better at managing my colors. It's going to be a project of its own, really, but I think I'm finally starting to see how it's becoming an issue for me now, after almost 2 years in the hobby. I'm painting so many different things these days, and it feels like it's time to adapt. Anyway, I think this is with these princes that something changed with me. This project is changing me for the better. Well, it's shifting my way I will approach painting stuff from now. What about you? What was the project, technique or model that changed something for you? Now, ladies and gents, and you, John, it is time to introduce something new. This is Amo Mig Jimenez White Oil Paint, and this is the ultimate tool for making those recesses glow. Think of inks, but on steroids. But be careful, its solvent is not water, but white spirit. You know me, I've done my research on this stuff before trying this for the first time on a model I do not own, and I'm paid to paint? Right?
Disgusting.
I'll just put some of it and add some solvent in the hopes it does its magic on its own. With this and white ink with the airbrush, I hope it will work. Let's see. This is it, I think. Let's just say I'm really glad this is in my life right now. Let's see a bit more, shall we? Let's now do some magic with white, orange and green ink. For this, I'm using my 0.2 needle airbrush, and I'll just say it was one of the most satisfying painting moments ever for me. We are almost done. Since I'm running a bit late, while I let the inks dry, let's add some life to the bases with the grass tuft. Since we are going for frozen tundra, I found these ones and was surprised how well they match together. Good for now. Let's get back to our blades with fluorescent yellow. Good thing is that it will work, I hope, on the green but also on red blades. Let's see. Some of you have been great with giving advice recently, and this time it was about making the glow effects a bit more punchy and warm. I think it works wonders over what we've done so far. For the weapons, the final touch will be dry brushing some tenebrous grey. Since the center of the blades, the fuller, I think, is the hottest part and brightest part, dry brushing dark paint on the edges will add more contrast and add to the effect a bit more. It's reverse edge highlighting, and it's easier that way. And we are ready to end this project with varnish and snow. I went with AK Interactive for this one, and I think it did the job really well, but this time I tried it beforehand since, unlike paints and inks, this texture I'm absolutely not familiar with. I will just spread some almost everywhere, and where the tufts didn't really stick, so it will act like a glue. That was last Sunday night, and after almost 20 hours of drying, let's finally take a look at the finished 3 Daemon Princes of Tzeentch. While I've realized I was missing a lot of knowledge during this project, I also managed to try new stuff and have a lot of fun. From trying to replicate my client's existing army, to changing my mind, freehanding veins using enamel, inks, oil, to trying snow for the first time. Yeah, what an adventure this was. And it changed me for the better. There are so many things I need to learn and try. Take the snow texture, for example. I haven't tried to dilute it, but that will be for later. For now, this is one more completed project. My friends, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, you know what to do. Also, Kiwi, thank you for your trust. I'll see you soon for some more 40K stuff, so until next time, happy painting!